As all of the pomp and circumstance of Trump's meeting with Putin is happening, it feels only right to let Zelenskyy weigh in on what's happening. While it was all coming together, Zelenskyy posted a video and gave an update that is disturbing. I referenced it before. Before getting into that, we are just waiting, as of when we're recording the show, for the conclusion of this meeting. It's gone on hours and hours and hours. So it looks like, just based on us needing to wrap up the day eventually, this will be for our full show viewers and our podcast listeners, the last segment. And then tomorrow we'll have to circle back on what actually happened in the meeting after they come out. But it looks like it's going to draw on pretty long. So Zelenskyy has been saying a lot in preparation for this that we've gone through before. And now, right as it was getting underway, he posted this, and it is a video, but since it's in Ukrainian, I'll just read what he wrote in English. On the day of negotiations, the Russians are killing as well. And that's the part I referenced as disturbing, that Putin, Trump at least wants us to believe that he's not being played by Putin into really extending the conflict, strengthening Russia by, again, this meeting serving, like other calls did in the past, as a delaying effect, where Trump would go, I'm going to walk through the dates on that in a second, I'm going to put the full force of our economic measures against you. And Putin go, oh, fun phone call. And Trump would go, okay, never mind. Now I'm going to do it in a month from now. And this could be that on steroids. And so as Putin's meeting, supposedly serious about peace, not really, Russians are actively killing. And that, I'll continue reading, it speaks volumes. Recently, we've discussed with the US and Europeans what can truly work. Everyone needs a just end to the war. Ukraine is ready to work as productively as possible to bring the war to an end, and we count on a strong position from America. Everything will depend on this. The Russians factor in America's strength. Make no mistake, strength. I'm receiving reports from my intelligence and diplomats regarding the preparations for the meeting in Alaska, regarding what Putin is bringing to the table. We are also receiving reports from Ukraine's regions following Russian strikes. Just think about that. Thinking about showing up to a peace negotiation as you're actively striking. Those aren't inevitable. These are being approved by the Kremlin as Putin is headed to the U.S., now meeting with Trump. And then Zelenskyy goes through specific attacks that are happening. And this tracks with right when Putin would get off a phone call with Trump, they would do record-setting, their most severe yet, strikes against Kyiv or different parts of Ukraine. Then we continue coordinating with our partners in Europe. The time difference with Alaska's 11 hours, some logistics. Russia must end the war that it itself started and has been dragging out for years. The killings must stop. A meeting of leaders is needed at the very least, Ukraine, America, and the Russian side, and it's precisely in such a format that effective decisions are possible. Security guarantees are needed. Absolutely. Lasting peace is needed. Everyone knows the key objectives. I want to thank everyone who's helping to achieve real results. Two parts here. Trump never seems to want to talk about security guarantees, how you actually, through military support, through maybe a peacekeeping force, etc., you ensure that whatever is quote unquote agreed to isn't just Putin taking a chance to recharge and then continue, which is what he wants right now. He's going to portray strength and we're so victorious and our economy is going to be great. But a lot of pressure has been put on Russia, and they can't handle it forever. Their economy can't, their people won't. Putin can't. And so providing him an opportunity to recover from that as Trump pulls back, thinking that, no, he told me so many times in the meeting he's really trying, is the fear. I know I've reiterated that a lot, but just for our segment viewers who maybe didn't catch those segments, and I just want to take you back. It said it all right here when Putin was asked, will you stop the killing of civilians, and did a silly shrug. Okay, maybe he's saying I couldn't hear, but the imagery of it tells you a lot. Now, there was a piece Steve Bannon wrote on MSNBC and walked through. I don't even think I remembered how many times Trump has said, this is the moment. I'm fed up and I'm finally going to lean into supporting Ukraine and sanctioning Russia. Yep. And then every time the deadline comes and goes. So in January, he made such a proclamation. And then it didn't happen. In March, this article outlines, Trump gave Putin a choice, sanctions or a ceasefire. The Russian leader ignored him. Trump failed to follow through. In late March, in early May, in late May, the same saga played out. And then in mid-July, the Republican decided to give Putin more time, even though he said he was going to end it in 24 hours. And then he brought the 10-day deadline. That would have been August 8th. And then all of a sudden, Putin's interested in a meeting, and that's once again been delayed. So this is the track record we're working with. And please, even if you're supportive of Trump, don't tell me that that's not terrible in what it says about the word of the U.S. president. If the U.S. president says, you either agree to a ceasefire or I'm leaning in to pressure, and then they don't 5-6 times, he's being humiliated intentionally by Putin. Putin hears threats. Russian state TV, Putin's advisors go, try us. And then Trump doesn't follow through. So please don't let that be the only thing that comes of this meeting. Just on to end the show on a lighthearted note, we obviously saw this, which was Trump clapping for Putin and smiling and just very giddy. Someone put together this AI video, and it's very, what the heck is happening? The hell happened? What?
You're my daddy.
Yeah. So hopefully I'll come back to you tomorrow and tell you what we've learned. But so far, it's not looking great. That is today's show. Thank you all so much for watching and listening. If you're a podcast listener, don't forget to rate and review, and I'll talk to you all next time.